When we think about measuring the performance of a project, it's not really the same as measuring the performance of a team or a process. So we need to think a little differently about the kinds of measures that will tell us what we really need to know. When we measure the performance of the business process or team, we are interested in how a particular business result produced by that process or team is changing as time goes by. When we are measuring the performance of a project, we are interested in the impact the project has at a point in time or over a fixed time frame. This is because projects, by their very definition, have a start point and an end point. The reason we do projects is to make a difference, and usually the difference we are trying to make is to make some kind of result, especially in business, better. Thus our first KPI for projects is Project KPI £1. Direct impact. So the size of this impact on a business performance measure is a measure of a project's success. It's the size of the difference between the level of performance before the project's start time and the level after the project's end time. But it's not the only measure of success. Project KPI £2 ampersand £3. Bottom line impact ampersand ROI. A project won't be successful if the cost of doing it was not sufficiently lower than the value of the impact. So two other important measures are financial impact, like costs saved or income generated, and ROI. Project KPI £4 ampersand £5. On time ampersand on budget. Measures can also help us manage the project while we are implementing it. A well-managed project is more likely to have a big impact and big ROI. This is where the most commonly used measures of project performance come in. On time and on budget. And these are measured at regular milestones throughout the project. But they only make sense if we don't change the goalposts. Project KPI £6 ampersand £7. Stakeholder support ampersand engagement. Support for our project might also be important. Stakeholder perception of value can be measured to monitor this in part. But a more direct measure of support is the amount of stakeholder participation in project tasks and events. Your project performance measure checklist. So we now have a basic framework of measures of the performance of a project. ROI business financial impact business performance measure impact milestones completed on time milestones completed on budget stakeholder perception of value stakeholder participation discussion. What frameworks do you use for measuring your projects?